as you can see, we have a special guest tonight. We have Kevin Buckman, Senior Advisor, Professor Extraordinaire, whatever he says, whatever. And thanks for coming tonight.
Oh, a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to learning a lot.
Yeah, we're looking forward to learning from you. So, as you know, guys, we have a couple of recurring segments. So we are going to go through our normal segments, but we're going to have the benefit of having Kevin's expertise to add on to all of Reconnecting. Okay, there we go. It's all about maximizing your efficiency and effectiveness on social media. So the reason why I wanted to, we didn't have to do every segment. And I know that social media isn't where you do most of your business building, but the business building, or any of it.
Like none of it.
But the reason why I wanted you on here is because the tip that we're going to talk about for social media really starts with being able to do it in person. So it's not a shortcut, and really everything that you're going to teach us is what we're going to do online.
Right.
So we're going to talk about ways to meet new people, right? Whether you're looking for people to work with outside of your warm market family friends, and it's a little bit extended, or you've run out of names and you need to meet new people. So what are some places that you can meet new people?
I mean, in various, whatever your interests are. Now, I always tell people, get a life, you know. If you want to improve your skills with respect to computer, you can enroll in a class like at the community college. I mean, people are there to do what? They're, you know, the people that are in those classes, they're there to improve their skills to do what? To keep their job,
right? Get
a promotion or get a better job, okay? But so they're doing that because they're there for a financial purpose, okay? Right. You're there to get, you know, improve your computer skills. But the thing is you put yourself into a network, okay, where you have a common interest. Might be golf. You know, I'll show up to a golf course with no tee time on purpose so that they put me with 3 strangers. Okay, so it's a matter of, you've got to get, you know, you have to find a common interest.
Yeah, common interest.
Ground, okay? And that's something that, quite frankly, is much easier to do and much quicker, okay, because you're in the here and now.
That's right.
You know, they're with people, whether they be warm market, at a party, or whatever it may be, or cold people, okay? You can do it much quicker than you can in social media, because you still have to find that common ground on social media.
It's like permission and something to talk about.
Exactly, and finding that. But see, when you're in the here and now physically, you're already there.
That's right.
It's
happening.
You're there. You might be at a kid's soccer game, okay? Well, you've got the common ground right there, you know, as you walk up and down, you know, the sidelines with the parents, you know.
That's right.
There's something, because you
and I agree. It's certainly going to give you something to talk about. Now, you're going to meet a lot of new people that maybe that is the starting point for you. Maybe that's the starting part of that relationship that you have. It may not be really big, but at least you have something in common to talk about. But do you agree, though, like, let's say you are going to use the golf course example, right? Mm-hmm. You're not going to show up the golf course saying, I'm just going to meet a lot of people for my business today, and just be in like this crazy recruiting mode because people are going to block you out, right? That's not the purpose. The purpose is to meet new people.
Right. The purpose is basically to increase your network, okay? Add names if you want, to possibilities. Everybody's a possibility. Nobody's a prospect.
That's
Prospects
right.
Identify themselves when you go ahead and inquire and learn, you know, gain information about them. But you only do that by, you know, conversing with them. So I may go, you know, and we'll just use the golf course example. I'll go, they'll call you over the thing, say, you know, please report to, you know, first tee box, you know, so you get there and there's 3 perfect strangers there that you're going to play with. And the first thing you do is you introduce yourself, okay, because those 3 guys probably already know each other, and you're only with them is because their 4th didn't show up. So what happens, you introduce yourself, and first thing you do is, you know, you want to find out a little bit, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
You know, are you here on business, or are you from here? Whatever it may be, and you just get into the natural conversation. The beautiful part is you're going to be riding in a cart with one of them, and you're going to be on the green with all of them.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of small talk that goes on, and you're going to be there for 4.5 hours. I mean, so I think, you know, what you do is you just engage in a conversation with sincerity. Find out about the individuals that you're spending 4.5 hours with. You're gaining information, and really, you know, you're not throwing up all over them, but you're gaining information. And maybe you won't find that out during this 4.5 hours, but you will find out enough to where you can basically have a reason to follow up and make another point of contact with that person. You know, you want to get phone number, find out and give them a call, you know. But if you can build rapport, build trust. I
mean, that's the game. I mean, like you've taught me this. It's, you know, every person, it's situational, you know. So if something happens to come up at that point, it comes up. It's all natural. It's organic. It's like you said, you're really sincerely interested in that person. It's just more people to meet. So the reason why I wanted to start off with that is because a lot of times people make the mistake of thinking that when they join Facebook groups or they're using social media to prospect, it's some sort of a shortcut, or they don't have to do that work. And I just want to be very clear that if you don't do that work, if you don't take the time to build the relationship and get to know people and have a sincere interest in who they are and how you might be able to help them, then prospecting or qualifying, or it's not going to work for you online, and it's not going to work for you in person. It's the exact same thing. So one of the things that you can do to meet new people is to take that same exact theory online as a way to meet more people. So for example, if you were to take the same kind of concept, right? You want to meet people with a like-minded thing, right? You could find a Facebook group about golf, of people that just are there to talk about golf. You join that group. Again, you're not joining that group to just, you know, go nuts and recruit people. That's not even the goal. That's not what we want to do. You're just trying to meet more people. And if you can find people with common ground, then you have expanded your network. And that is the game.
I mean, you're going to share experiences. If you tell somebody, hey, I was in Pinehurst on Monday. I played Sedgefield, where they play a PGA tournament, okay, on Wednesday, okay? And I hope JR didn't get upset. I don't really do this. But let's say I did do this, okay? If you say that in a group, in a golfing group, pretty soon they're going to go, what the hell do you do for a living?
That's right.
That allows you to go on Monday and Wednesday to Pinehurst and then play Sedgefield on Wednesday.
And you went to that really fancy one in California, too.
Yes, I did.
Was
I
it
played
Pebble?
Spyglass.
Okay.
I had a chance to play. We did have lunch.
Pebble Beach.
We did have lunch at Pebble.
I got to have lunch at Pebble Beach as well.
We were there.
I went kayaking instead. Okay, but anyway, so once you have joined that group, what you want to do is engage in that group in a way that is fair. So if you have joined a group about golfing, what you should be posting about and engaging with people about is golf. If it's about cooking, it's about cooking. If it's about supporting women, it's about supporting women. Whatever it is, like, you want to engage with those people where they're at. That's what the group is for. It's for connecting people with like interests or common ground. So the first thing you want to do is just make a post. Hey guys, you know, thanks for accepting me into the group, and you know, what's everybody? Ask a question, right? Do something that's going to cause a conversation rather than just be one direction. People's posts, because again, the end game here online is to create conversations, create relationships with people. It's much easier to do this in person because, like you said, you're there, you're all stuck together for the hour, the 4 hours, whatever it is. But you can do this online. It just takes a little bit more work and a little bit more time.
And I would imagine online, though, you can reach more people than you can physically. And that, I think that's what, you know, social media, you know, from this standpoint, has way over being, you know, knee to knee, eyeball to eyeball, physically.
And you're not limited. So if that conversation is not going anywhere, then it's not like, oh, well, there's my free people.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, but the big thing is when you join groups, just play that game, play in that space, interact with those people appropriately, comment on their things, you know, like their things, engage with them, and then business opportunities will present themselves when they do. This happens all the time. I can't tell you how many times in our town forum people ask for, they do ISO, in search of, makeup artist, in search of, I just saw somebody asking for a web designer. And the first thing I do is DM that person. Actually, we have a great solution for that. There's a lot of people right now that are in search of good fitness plans because it's wedding season. So lots of people are trying to cut down and get ready and for their big day. Like, right, Kevin?
That's right.
Getting ready for that wedding dress?
What are all those hearts floating around? What is that?
So the hearts are, so guys, when you send hearts and stuff.
And what does DM mean?
Okay, so the hearts mean they like what you're saying.
Oh.
The comments and the hearts.
What's
so,
a blue one?
So the heart means they love it.
Okay.
The blue like means they like it, and then the laughy face means they think what you said is funny. So when you say get a life, there were a lot of people that wrote the ha-has, and there were people that wrote
what are those yellow ones?
The yellow ones are the laughy hearts. So Kevin is learning today. I feel really great that I have taught you something. You have taught me so much in my life. So they like it. They like it. Okay, right. So ISO Dr. Terry means in search of. So when you're in a group and somebody does ISO, it means they're looking for something. And that's a perfect opportunity to talk to somebody because you're not out there like, you know, soliciting anybody. You're simply offering an answer and a solution to a question that they asked. So it's a great place to find potential business partners, customers, and things like that. The number one goal to keep in mind, and then we're going to pretty much switch gears, is that the goal is to create conversations and expand your network. That is your number one goal. The only way to do that is to be like you, to keep it real, to connect with people, and keep the main thing the main thing. So here's your action item for Socially Speaking this week. So we finish every segment, Kevin, with a to-do, okay? So the to-do for Socially Speaking.
I'm trying to listen to you and watch that thing. This
is amazing.
This is hard.
You're learning.
I'm overwhelmed.
The to-do for the week is I want you to identify 3 to 5 groups online that you have some sort of an interest in. So some examples would be like a wellness group, entrepreneurship group, success, beauty, whatever it is, something that makes sense, right? And I want you to join those groups. And the third thing I want you to do this week is I want you to make it a point every day to spend 1 minute of your time simply engaging, commenting on people's things, getting to know people within the group. You're literally just starting to build relationships from the ground up with people that you have a common interest with. That's the to-do for the Socially Speaking. Okay, so we're going to switch gears away from social media. We got that one out of the way. Okay. And we're going to do our shopping annuity hack for the month, okay? So as you know, a lot of people are now going for the new Shopping Annuity Master Member Program. Yeah. There have been many communications that have gone out to the field where you can, know what those requirements are. It's BV driven, it's IBV driven. Of course, you have to update your assessment, and all of that information is available on Unfranchise, right? So what we want to talk about specifically, though, is how many people are going for it. There's a lot of people that are going for it because now they can see how it's going to generate commissions for them. What we want to talk about are some ways that can help you to achieve it and to really maximize the return on the activities that you're doing. Because we want to generate more IBV, we want to generate more BV, and we want to save some money, right? I mean, that's ultimately the goal. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to give a couple of examples, and then you and I are going to have a conversation about some things, because I know you're the master of getting exclusive products pop in. So the first 3 things are really simple, okay? So I'll just name them for you. As you know, we've talked about this in the past. There is a guide called the Achieving Shopping Annuity Master Member Guide. And all that is a collection of examples of how people have hit it or can hit it, okay? So it's what people are doing for IBV, specifically for their household. There are BV examples for like maybe weekly orders that you could consider. And then there's also tips about the shopping annuity assessment in that guide, because those are the 3 areas that you have to meet to become a shopping annuity master member. Those examples are different household sizes. And they're different people from our groups. You did one, I did one, JR did one. We had people in the groups do a couple. So all of those examples are available to download. If you go to your Unfranchise back office, you click on Help and Training, and support materials, you can just search Achieving SAMM and that comes up. By the way, there's a new updated version that's going to replace it this week, so make sure you go check it out. There's also 2 additional things I want to say that can give you inspiration, because sometimes people go like, I don't know, where I'm going to find enough IBV, right? Or I don't know from a weekly basis where I'm spending money that I could be doing that, or what BV products to be using. So what we've done is when you log into your back office on unfranchised.com, there's now a number of things that are featured right on the homepage of your back office that help you to decide maybe these are some products I want to try. So there's a weekly BV idea, a group of BV products around a certain topic. There's weekly IBV ideas based on certain topics, and then there's other things that take into account annual spending. So currently on the homepage, there's a BV carousel of the top skincare and beauty products. And by the way, one of them we're going to talk about in our next segment. We won't give it away yet, but that's right on the homepage. So if you're looking for that product when we're done talking about it, it's right on the homepage. The IBV carousel, there's 2 right now. There's one for travel essentials because it's like resort season. And then the other one is the BV gift giving carousel. So lots of BV gifts that you could give as for presents and stuff. It's wedding season, it's wedding shower season, it's baby shower season, it's all those things. Graduations coming up. So there's lots of gift ideas. There's also a link to an article about gift giving with BV products for the gift giving season. Okay, so all of that's right on the homepage. I also just want to mention that on the ordering page, as well as the featured product page, there's carousels there. Right now you can find ideas for 10, 20, and 30 IBV. So just different groupings of products. Like if you're looking for a way to hit 10, 20, or 30 for your IBV auto ship, there's different ideas there as well. So that is huge, and that can kind of cut down on some of the legwork. But what I want to talk about is ways to create incremental plans for switching to create more BV and ways to create more IBV. So with regard to BV, what do you do and how would you recommend a new unfranchised owner to switch over to more of their own products? What are some of the things that you do and recommend?
Well, right in the very beginning, I mean, when I introduce the business or introduce a product, I teach this all the time. I always have a home shopping list with me because it's the easiest thing to do no matter what. I don't have to take the time to load up anything on the computer. It's right then and there. It's a quick, what do you use every 4 to 12 weeks off the top of your head? It's not an SAT test.
Don't be distracted by hearts and
you don't have to study it or anything like that.
Right.
It's just real quick. I don't want to get all of it. Just give me something right off the top of your head real quick. Normally they will check off about 14 boxes
at least
on that thing. On average, a minimum of 14. I don't give them a whole. I just want like 5 to 7 minutes. Boom. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But the thing is I want them, whether it be an unfranchised, potential unfranchised owner or a customer, the very first thing I always want them to do, because if it's an unfranchised owner, I want them to identify so that they're already admitting that, hey, I buy these products every 4 to 12 weeks from another business establishment. So I get that out of the way. So when I get to the 50, 100, 150, 500, it's all out of the way, because when they flip that up and they go there and they see the code numbers, they see the products that they're already buying, okay, and then I just explain to them, we are going to merely take and transfer, okay, the brand of product you're currently buying and change it to the brand that you're going to sell and rep with your business.
That's right.
And when they say, and then when we add up the BV, and I just do a real rule, I've been doing it for so long, I say, okay, this is 43.5, this is 18, this is 13.5. I mean, we're already at 150, 200 BV. And these are products they use every 4, every 8, every 12 weeks.
Yeah.
So it removes that. Okay, and then what we do is now the goal and the objective here is just to simply, in an incremental approach, is take a look at those products that you currently have, take an inventory of them that are in your house that you're already, whether it be Tide, whether it be oil of Olay, whether it be whatever part, Centrum vitamins, whatever they may be. So that you got those products, so you find out when are you going to run out. And really the hard part is having the discipline to project when you need them, because I don't want them to throw a whole box of Tide out. But I want to be ready so that they need to order it so they have it.
You just said a whole box of Tide. I could tell that you do a lot of laundry. Does Tide come in a box?
Yeah, the powder.
Okay, I don't do laundry. I don't know why I'm making fun of you. So, okay.
Okay. Or could they come in the little thing,
bottle,
whatever it may
yeah.
be. The problem is it used to come in powder, which to snap 20 years ago.
Okay, fair enough.
Probably it doesn't come, but I haven't bought Tide in so long, I wouldn't know what it's in.
I like that.
Okay?
I like that.
So back in the day, back before you probably were born, and I was doing this business, okay, it came in powder.
Oh my gosh.
So
okay.
Anyway.
So you're
the thing is,
not suggesting people throw stuff out, is the point?
No,
yes,
no. Don't be crazy, okay? But the thing is, but at the same time, they got to remember they're starting a business, and you got to be a product of your product that you're going to sell and represent, okay? And so the whole idea is I come up with we've got to have a game plan with respect to you are going to try all these products that you use. Now, if you don't like them, you try them and you're in love with that product and you can't, just can't get off of it. Okay, I get it. Okay, but you have to try them. Okay.
Yeah, you have to.
And really, a lot of people don't realize this. Okay, I just got to say that the shopping annuity program, it's a selling tool. Mm-hmm. It's a selling program. 100%. It's not a buying program.
100%.
Because here's the deal. The whole idea and the impetus behind the shopping annuity is to get everybody to try all the different products and use all the different products so they can make an educated decision about what they're going to continue to order. Because we know that our business model is predicated on the fact that you will sell what you use, okay? But you can't sell what you've never used.
That's right.
You won't get excited or enthused about anything. So you've got to be a product of the product when it comes to the BV, as well as the program for the IBV.
That's right.
It's just what it is. It's not. It's just what it is. We do. That's what we do.
Yeah. So I agree.
It's the business model.
It is the business model, and I think you say it so passionately, and I just love that your approach to it is like having a clear idea of what you're going to try, and then understanding what's next. You have to create an incremental plan for yourself. Otherwise, you'll be at the same place 3 months from now, still like thinking about the one next. Exactly.
And you asked a question earlier, which I didn't want to say anything, but I'm going to say something
okay,
now. You asked, like, well, who's going to be a shopping annuity master member? Well, everybody is. If you're building the business to make an ongoing six-figure income, you cannot not be going for it.
That's right.
Because that is what we do. What we do is we use the exclusive branded products, okay, the BV products, wherever we can, okay? And we then, for those products we don't have, we shop at partner stores, one cart, whatever, and we create IBV. And the thing is you have to maximize your number. So whatever your number is your number.
Is your number.
But the thing is you need to be able to look in the mirror every day and say, I am using the maximum number of products that I sell and represent with respect to the exclusive products, and I am disciplined enough to go to my shop.com site, and if I need to order, like in my case, if I need to order grain for the horses that I have, okay, I go to Tractor Supply and I order the grain every 2 weeks from Tractor Supply.
And
or dog food or whatever it may be.
You weren't born knowing about those stores. You just made a habit to go to your site first.
You have to check.
Correct. Exactly.
You just have to
go. It's a process.
There, okay, I put in a toilet. Okay, last week I bought the toilet from Home Depot through my shop.com site. I went and picked it up. I brought it home and I put it together.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it was. Let me tell you what, screwdriver is a power tool for me. Okay, but I just followed the directions, and it's
like Legos.
It fortunately came out with not leaking anywhere. Okay, but I got an air conditioner getting ready. I need an air conditioner for the third floor.
We put our floors in from Home Depot. And it's just same thing.
But the thing is you got to be disciplined to go there.
That's right.
That's what we do. That's our business. Okay, because we can't be a shop consultant. We can't help our repeat customers or even get to go and shop at our shop.com site if we don't know anything about our shop.com site. And the only way you're going to know it is to use it. It's
not something you can study on. It's not something you can just memorize. It comes from experience. You just have to use the site. So I'm going to give them a couple of simple activities they can do to generate more IBV. I think we get the point on the BV. That's obviously number one, right? So here's a couple of quick things you can do. First of all, I hit the home page and the ordering page and featured products page. There's lots of inspiration there. You should be checking that every week for ideas. You're not going to buy everything in every carousel, but it's just good ideas. Next, identify the top 10 stores that you shop at anyway. I guarantee you that at least some of them are partner stores. Are all of them going to be partner stores? Probably not. But if you found out about a couple that are, wouldn't that change things for you if you shop there anyway and you found out that they are partner stores? That happened for me with Free People. Like they don't do any affiliate programs. That's my favorite place to buy clothing and earrings. I got my earrings from there. I get IBB from shopping at that store now. It's amazing. Two, this is another little hack. The e-gift card center on unfranchise.com is the best thing ever. Honestly, guys, there's like 91 different stores. I taught you about this today.
Yes.
16.5% IBV, and it's instant. So this weekend, Ryan and I took Ethan to go see the new Dumbo movie. Disney redid Dumbo. It is so good, by the way. Amazing movie. I cried couple times. Anyway, I went on unfranchise.com. I bought a Fandango gift card. It was in my email within a minute. I then used that gift card to go through Fandango through shop.com, and I got IBV again. You know what I mean? Like, I was literally going to go see that movie, whether or not it was on unfranchise.com. That's a true converting spending into earning. I did not spend a penny more than actually saved money, and I earned IBV. My dog, I gave this example to the team last week. Our dog is worth like over 40 IBV per month because you can get your Petco gift cards at the e-gift card center, and his food is like $39 a week. That's a lot of money. It's $160 a month that I'm spending on dog food, and I can get gift cards for that, earn 16.5%. By the way, I can put that gift card on my auto ship, and it will count toward my 10, 20, and 30. I don't know if people knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I can use those gift cards to shop through Petco and get IBV again. So you're literally earning twice on that pet food that you were going to buy. It's amazing. A couple other quick tips. Shop Buddy downloaded. If you have a habit of Googling things when you need stuff, which I know Kevin does, he's a Googler. If you have a habit of Googling things and you have Shop Buddy downloaded, the little S will pop up, and if you're logged in, it tells you how much IBV is there. Use your shopping annuity brand products, super IBV products, really high percentage on those. And the last tip is the travel center on Franchise, because it's instant 11% IBV. Anybody that participates in the instant, you're laughing, so you're making me laugh. He's a Googler. Anybody that participates in the instant IBV is on unfranchise.com, so you don't have to wait to take the trip to earn your IBV. So that is awesome. So keep that in mind. All right, so the to-do there is, by the way, all of this has been emailed to you in the UFO rundown email campaign today, so you can go back and review this stuff on your own. It came into your inbox today, so make sure you're subscribed to our emails. But just so you guys know, the to-do there is to take a look at that Shopping Annuity Master Member Program. Focus on the BV products. Which new BV products should you be trying that you know that you're buying this type of stuff anyway that you should be using your own stuff for? And then what about the simple activities that you could be doing to generate more IBV as well? All right.
And I would just say with respect to IBV, it's just getting into the discipline and the rhythm of going to your shop.com whenever you're going to buy something that, you know, we don't have an exclusive product for. You'd be amazed when you get into that rhythm and you're always doing it. You say, well, it's only 13.5 IBV for, you know, or 16 point IBV for, you know, the grain. Okay. Well, that's 16 times 2 is 32. Okay. Well, it's the same amount of money I was going to spend anyway. And it's 32 IBV. Okay. So the whole idea is I'm not counting the IBV. I'm getting into the habit. And when you get into the habit, I don't think about how much I'm generating IBV. It just continues. It's like the change jar that you know, before you know it, you got hundreds and you can go on vacation with it. Exactly. Yeah. It's just about getting into a rhythm and a system and a discipline of doing this.
This is,
and not thinking about it.
And then it just accumulates.
Right.
It's huge. But also you learn about other things that should be on auto ship. You know what I mean? Like
I had the gift card thing.
Yeah, that's huge.
I mean, it's great.
Okay, we're going to switch over. So as you guys know, we do a featured product of the month. And Kevin chose the product of the month. I really was surprised when he told me what his product choice was that he wanted to talk about today. I said, what is the #1 product you can't live without that you use for more than one thing? And he said,
the Skin Intelligence Hydroderm Deep Cleansing Emulsifier.
Yeah. And so talk about that. What does it do? What does emulsion mean? What is that?
Well, it basically, I have very oily skin.
Okay.
Okay. And I started using this product basically to clean my face about 25 years ago.
Okay, so that's good.
That's how
it's
long, maybe 26 years ago when it first came out. And so what I do is I wash my face with it in the morning, and then I also, as soon as that's done, I go ahead and put a little bit more on there, and I use it for shaving cream.
So this is what you use to shave?
I use shaving cream, and I probably use this probably once a day for sure. Well, not probably. I use it every single day, and sometimes twice a day, like today.
Yeah, because you want it to look good for the people.
I shaved tonight.
You want it to look good for the people.
So I used it. And by the way, this is not out of my inventory. You can tell it's been used. Yeah, I just want to mention this was important. He did not grab this from the warehouse. I actually just used this.
He wants everybody. This is from his bathroom. It's a used product.
Okay.
We are true.
And then
you're a very efficient person.
After I get out of the shower, then I use the Cellular Lab de-aging cream.
Yes, that's why you look so young.
I've decided, I think about 5 years ago when I turned 60, I might want to take care of my skin finally. So I started using that.
It's funny. I started doing skincare about 4 or 5 years ago as well, before I turned 60.
But I love both of these products. And it's funny, my daughter, my oldest daughter, I don't know what she does with it, but she gets 2 of these, it seems like, every month.
Yeah.
She must be, I don't know.
Because we do everything.
She must be taking a bath. She must be taking a bath.
We do our elbows, our hands, yeah. So this is great. So Kevin, you're extremely efficient. You wash your face and shave with the Skin Intelligence.
I don't like to waste time.
He doesn't like to waste time. He gets it all done nice and quickly. It's really great, guys. I just want to highlight a couple of the features here. It loosens and dissolves dirt, makeup, and oil without clogging pores. So that's actually really a good thing. There are some cleansers, there are a lot of cleansers on the market that actually, I don't know if you've had people tell you this, where they break out when they try a new cleanser. It's because not all cleansers can clean without clogging pores, and the Skin Intelligence one is really good for that. It does not do that. Penetrates nice and deeply without causing issues. So the other really great thing about that is it's a high quality product, but it's affordable. It's only $13.50, and for us as unfranchised owners, we get 7.25 BV. And how long would you say that product lasts?
It lasts me about 2 months.
About 2 months.
I'd say 8 weeks.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people.
But I use it a lot. But I'll guarantee it. If somebody uses it regularly, it would be they'd use it 1 bottle per quarter.
1 per quarter. I mean, that's a great product right there. I mean, there are people that spend a good $10 every 2 weeks on stuff at the drugstore when they could be spending $13 from their own business and getting, BV for it.
I got to say, I started using the new razor and the new shopping annuity product, razor blade. Yeah. Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I love that.
Great razor.
I actually bought the men's one because I stole Ryan's. I bought the men's system for myself.
I like the little spring-loaded head. It's nice.
Good. It is nice. And I bought the disposable ones for when I travel. That's actually a good tip because I don't know if you guys knew this. Adam Breyers taught me this. You should not use the same razor in your gym bag or when you travel, because that's how you can get cysts and stuff and bacterial infections. Yeah, if you use a razor in your gym bag or when you're traveling, you got to throw that thing out. So it's a good reason to have some of those disposable razors on hand. All right, cool. So let's talk a little bit. Oh, by the way, the call to action there, of course, is to try the Skin Intelligence emulsion cleaner. I think it's worth trying. So the code for that is 1016. It's $13.50, and you get 7.25 BV. And one little tip, if you find a product like that that you just cannot live without, always have one on backup. I had 2 products this week that I ran out of. One of them was like a week ago, TLS shakes. And of course, in the middle of a TLS 21-day challenge, I ran out of the shakes and I was dying. I needed it and I had to order it and wait for it to come in. I hated that. And the second one was my LDD serum concentrate. And I used that stuff like 2 to 3 times a day. Man, your makeup, you would not understand this, but your makeup does not go on the same without that product. So,
well, you know, another reason you want to have, you know, more than just what you're using is because whatever you use religiously, okay, is what you're going to chat up.
That's right.
And when you get into a conversation and you're excited about something that you use all the time, you're only using it all the time because you believe in it.
That's right.
You're excited about it. You're enthused about it. And you can't help it if the conversation goes that way. Like if I'm talking to a guy, you know, even on the golf course or whatever like that, you know, and something comes up with, you know, you got stubble, you got this, or shaving comes
or
up,
cut himself,
or cut himself. Well, it doesn't really matter whether he's looking for a new shaving cream. It's an opportunity to bring up and talk about something
that's right.
that I really like.
And that's a good point. That's a really good tip. Have at least one extra for the stuff you love, maybe 2. All right, so let's talk about retailing.
Okay.
So the retailing strategy of the week is going to be how to host a successful retailing event. So before we talk about how to do it, why don't we talk about why it's important to retail?
Well, I think with every new unfranchised owner, when you sponsor someone into the business, there's a couple things. One, you want to be able to get into their sphere of influence, their network, with respect to people that might be interested in the business model, and at the same time, you're going to access that network with respect, because that's where they're going to build their customer base. And the whole idea is to build that repeat customer base, and getting anywhere from 6 to 10 individuals, customers that are coming back and buying, exclusive branded products one every month.
That's right.
Okay. Now, to do that, to get that started, you want to jumpstart a new unfranchised owner. So it's really a sponsor's responsibility to host a product preview, a motives preview. I say all 3: product preview, motives preview, and a health and wellness. Okay.
I mean, why not?
And right there in the 30 days, 30 days, 30 days. That's part of the 90-day plan. Because what you want to do is after 90 days, you want to have that base, that customer base already established, okay, for that new unfranchised owner. Because if they have a customer base, they're in business, okay? And if they're in business, they're going to stay in business much longer. They have a responsibility to people that are coming to them to buy product.
That's right.
And they have that ongoing regeneration of BV, not just from their own personal consumption as a consumer, but they actually have that repeat retail customer base. And so, it's almost like they're in business, okay? People that have customers, they stay in business much longer than somebody that doesn't. So it's up to us as sponsors not to leave it to chance, but we're only bringing them into the business, really, let's be honest, for one reason: to expand our sales and distribution organization and opportunities by getting into other people's networks, other people's sphere of influence. So when you bring somebody into business, you should be, it's your responsibility to help prime that pump, if you will, with respect to that, as you teach them how to, build a customer base and how to increase the share of product that customer is buying.
So I think that there's a really solid case for why this is important. And I think you mentioned this earlier. Really, you recommend that they do at least one in the first 30 days. Each
one of them in the first 30 days.
Yeah.
I've always said that, because, motives, even guys, I'm telling you right now, you got to do whatever you got to do. When you bring someone in, you get somebody that can help you or whatever it may be for the motives preview, okay? The easiest product we have to sell for anybody, okay, is makeup. Because the market, everybody you're selling the product to or exposing that product to, they already know how to use it. You don't have to educate them.
That's right.
Okay, it's not like OPC3. It's funny. We sell a lot of OPC3, but it's really the most difficult product we have to sell. Yet that's the one we sell the most of.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's that energy, excitement, enthusiasm for the product, and that's why we sell it. But the easiest one is makeup. Okay, and the beautiful part about makeup is once you make that sale, you have a reason to fill out the home shopping list and then follow up and increase the share of product that person is buying.
I mean, it's a starting point.
It's the best.
It's the best. So let's give them a couple of tips for how to run a successful retailing event. So the first thing is the easiest part, is choosing what your theme of the party is going to be, your event is going to be. Is it going to be wellness? Is it going to be a general product preview? Is it going to be TLS, motives, health and nutrition, right? Wellness oriented. So that's the first step, is identifying like what do you want to do first? And then from there is probably the most important step, is really inviting people in a way that they're going to show up, right? It's a good inviting process. So, people always say, should I text or call people? And I always say it depends on their preferred method of communication. So if the person you're inviting prefers to text with you, then text with them one-on-one. Do not send out group text messages or emails or whatever, DMs, right? You learned that today, direct messages on social media. We're not going to do
Make it personal.
Make it personal.
Whatever you use, it should be personal.
It should be personal. I mean, absolutely. If you group message people, you're basically giving them permission to ignore you. It's rude. People hate to be held hostage in a group message. It's not effective. So make it personal. A couple of things. If you happen to have a speaker that's coming, a senior business partner that will be there, you should always edify the speaker if you're going to have one, okay? So that's true, by the way, for UBPs. It's true for any event, a local seminar, and it's true for a retail event if you happen to have a speaker. Get them excited about the speaker so that they have a little bit of like they know what to expect. And I like what your tip was when we were talking earlier. If they don't have a speaker, a special speaker to edify, what do you recommend?
Well, what I would do is I would leverage your relationship with the people that you're inviting, because normally it's going to be your network, your warm market, if you will, your immediate sphere of influence, especially when you're starting off, your business. So what we want to do is we want to leverage those relationships that you have. And, because look, I just started a business. I've got some tremendous products, goods, and services I'd like to expose.
I mean, you do that. If I opened a restaurant, I would do that. I'd say, come check out my restaurant.
And you're going to invite your friends, your family, people that you associate with on a regular basis. Can you help me out? And I value your opinion. I want you to take a look at the products that, I'm going to be selling and representing. And just ask them help. Most people, they're going to help you out. Yeah. Okay. Especially, that is about as unintrusive as possible.
That's
okay.
Right.
Because it's just the product. Another tip I always say: lots of women. You got to invite women. Okay. Because women are more apt to show up. They know it's their responsibility to show up, and they'll buy at least one thing. Men. Not all men. Men are great, but at the same time,
But women are better.
They're better. They don't think about it. They just do.
I think I'll leave it at that. I think that was a great way to leave that one. Okay, a couple of other tips. When you're actually hosting an event, this stuff is important. It's the little things. Have samples pre-mixed. If you're going to be giving out samples of product, don't leave a room and try to figure it all out. Have it ready to go. Maybe do a giveaway, a promotion, have a package. But the most important thing about a retail event is asking for a sale and having a way to process the sale. So efficiently. A lot of people, the best success is to have just a laptop ready to go, because then the person can register as a customer right away of yours and place their order, and then it gets drop shipped to them. You're just placing the volume. If you don't have product on hand that you're, of course, trying to sell and promote, having the laptop ready to go is really effective.
And leverage your business partners that have a vested economic interest in this new individual's success.
That's right.
Okay, so there may be 2 or 3 business partners you have that this new person is being placed under. They have an obligation to also support this individual. So you need to have 2, 3, 4 laptops so you can process orders, make sure that they get registered as preferred customers, under this new person, but just make it so
it's fast, easy.
It's fast and easy. That's the biggest thing.
And you really have to ask for the sale. I mean, by the way, once you get one and like everybody else, it just breaks the ice and everybody's like, all right, I want this, I want that. And it's just a lot of fun, you know?
If they pay for the product, they'll be more inclined to use the product. And that's really what we want them to do.
Yeah, that's huge, by the way. If they pay for the product, they're more inclined to use the product. Okay, so your takeaway, I want you to review those notes. Again, it's all in that email campaign. The tips are all just, it's all sampled out there. You have choose a theme, invite guests, and be ready. And I want you to, your takeaway is I would like you to book an event. Book an event for yourself if you've not done one, and certainly reach out to any newer unfranchised owners in your organization that could benefit from creating customers now, which is really all of us, really. So get an event booked and get one going.
Yep. One more thing?
Sure.
Okay. You know, when you have people, the attendees at a home product preview, whether it be general, motives, or health and wellness, whatever that preview is, what you want to do is you want to incentivize the people that attended this one to come to the next one.
Yeah.
And so you may want to say, you know, everybody that's in attendance here tonight, if you come to the one and give them the date, location, everything, you should already have that planned out. Again, event to event, even on the smallest scale. Okay, give them like a 10%. You know, if you show up, you get 10% off all the makeup that, you know, you buy at our Motives preview.
That's awesome.
You know.
So then you're actually promoting and filling your next retail event at your current one, and you're creating more sales because you're offering incentive. That's a great tip. I love that. Okay, so we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk, this segment's going to be a little bit shorter, but I think it's an important one. We're going to talk a little bit about pre-qualifying versus qualifying. And the reason why is, you know, we have all been doing a bunch of MBBWs where we have a lot of new people coming on. There's a lot to learn in our areas. This question comes up a lot where people are confusing what qualifying a prospect is or a person is versus pre-qualifying, because they sound alike, right? So really quickly, just talk to like the people about what pre-qualifying is and how does that fit into the process?
In my opinion, okay, is that, you know, when pre-qualifying is only, you're basically taking what you know about somebody on your possibility list, you know, because what you have to do is you have to create a top 10 list out of that 60 to 300 names you have on your possibility list. So you can, you know, these are the top 10 or the first 10 that we're going to approach. So based on, you know, those 10 are in your top 10 for a reason. Probably because you know more about them and you think that, you know, there's either they might be interested in a product or they might be interested in the business model, you know.
Right. Or they're like really well connected, or they're they're friendly people, they're talkative, they have qualities. Those
types of things. But really what I'm looking for is somebody that has pain, either needs a product or they need, you know, they need money. Okay. So I'm looking for those to be in the top 10 list. So as far as that part, you're just pre-qualifying people with respect to identifying the approach that you're going to use to basically approach them. Are you going to use a product approach? You're going to use the business approach? Is it going to be direct? Is it going to be a referral? Is it going to be whatever the, you know, approach you're going to use? Qualifying.
But pause, I want to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree? So this is just something that we naturally do and it helps us to identify those people, but wouldn't you also agree that sometimes, like, not to get too stuck on that pre-qualification, it's just your initial thought about what might be the thing that draws them to you or to the business, like that you cannot, sometimes you think the person is going to be a product person, but wow, they are a great business candidate as you get to know them.
Well, when you approach them about if you did, let's say you're going to go after someone that, you know, because you think it would be a product approach. Okay?
Right.
And when you enter into a conversation, you get a dialogue going. You may discover, hey, you know, not only, you know, I know that they might be into health and nutrition because they're working out, they go to the gym, that type of thing. And that's why I wanted to do the, you know, approach them about the isotonic delivery system. And then in the conversation, I find out, you know, that they actually are looking for something to do in addition to what they're currently doing in order to make some significant money. Well, Now all of a sudden it comes into business. You don't know. See, that's where qualifying comes in, when you gather more and more information.
That's
okay?
right.
And it only comes by getting, that information through conversation and dialogue. Okay?
That's huge.
Rather than running right into a direct approach and pitching somebody.
And that's why I wanted to pause there, is because a lot of people make this mistake where they pre-qualify their list and they have an idea of how this is going to turn out, of what their expectation is of how this is going to go, and they skip the qualification process and they go right to the plan and they try to rush it, and they skip the most important part, which is the gathering of information, getting to know the person more, and really trying to figure out.
It's much easier to introduce a product or introduce the business model if they've asked for it. Give them the opportunity to ask for it. You know what I mean? A lot of times what we do is we pitch them on something they haven't asked for. They haven't given us permission to even talk about something like that.
That's right.
And so automatically they're put off relationship-wise, rapport-wise, before. So they're not really not interested in our business. They're not necessarily not interested in our product. You never gave them the opportunity to ask for it.
That's right. Because you took that pre-qualification and you had tunnel vision, and that's why maybe you're not seeing the results that you want. Those are intangibles. Those are the things.
A lot of reason that happens is because people have a very small possibility list, and they're focused on 6 or 8 or 10 people, and that's all they have.
They're just hammering those same people.
But the thing is if you have 60, 300 names, you're adding 2 names, every day, 5 out of 7 days a week, adding 10 names a week to that possibility, constantly keeping that possibility list large.
Growing.
You then, you can afford to be into into a conversation or a dialogue with 20 people at various stages, and therefore you don't get tunnel vision on just 1 or 2 people.
That's right. I mean, that's huge. And we're going to end that segment there, because that's really what it's all about. So the takeaway for business building is, we all have our top 10, and you want to pre-qualify that list, but I want you to think about and assess yourself. Are you doing proper qualifying of those people, or are you maybe taking them down like a single path that maybe you've predetermined that might not be the right path for them? You really want to connect the dots and meet people where they're at and give them a solution that makes sense for them. So, all right, our final segment. So typically, Kev, we do Brainspanking of the week and a GMTSS Roundup. I know you love us. You love me. You love my crazy ideas.
Brainspanking
of the week. It's it's a JR.
He always says, "Give my brains."
Yeah. So what we do for the Brainspanking of the week is we pick one article. Market America writers do an incredible job writing articles every week, and we all contribute to them. But so this week we want to talk about an article that Dennis actually guest wrote for beingjrwriting.com, and it was called Earning Your Way to International Convention. So before we talk about that, I just want everybody to know that the actual article that you can read about with all the examples of ways to earn your way to international convention is available on beingjrwriting.com. Just search the title, it'll pop up, okay? And it's from last week, okay? It's all the different ways that you can earn enough money to cover the cost of your travel, your ticket, your overhead for attending the event and getting the information you need.
Or at least make a major dent.
Or at least make a major dent, exactly. That's important. But a lot of people, they see that article, but they might not know why they should even go through the process to earn their way to international convention. So I really wanted to focus on the why. So I have 4 questions for you. The first one is the big one. Why should people in general attend international convention in August?
I mean, you have to stay. Things change constantly. I mean, they change much faster nowadays than they did 25 years ago. And the environment, the landscape changes, our tools, everything changes. Products.
It's evolving, right?
Right.
It's all positive.
We identify trends in the marketplace, and then we're looking to satisfy those trends. Well, those trends are constantly evolving, okay?
Yeah.
And to stay on top of the trends and be knowledgeable and be plugged in, you want us to be plugged into what's going on, okay, so that you're relevant, okay? Because if you're not plugged in and everything, and you're talking to someone or whatever. They go to an event, you're finally successful in getting a new business partner, you take them to a local and your conversation with them, your dialogue with them is like there's a disconnect based on what they see in the local. It automatically makes it look like you're not connected, you're not engaged. You really, how knowledgeable is my leader? You with me? Because they're looking at you as the leader because you've been in longer.
Yeah,
okay?
Even if you're not even activated yet. If you're their person, you're their person.
So the big thing is you want to stay relevant, you want to stay engaged, and on top of, what's going on and what's available. And the biggest reason, is belief.
Yeah.
Okay, I think if anybody, let's be honest, okay? Everybody's belief level, okay, it basically peaked at the very first major event they ever went.
100%.
Okay, am I right?
100%.
Okay, it was for you, it was for me. I've been to every one of them. I've gone to 2 for 27 years.
Yeah.
And the bottom line, people say, do I got to, well, all I know is people that make money, they never miss. Okay, and
Gary said that to Ryan and I, and that's why we went. He's like, well, you said you want to be in $1 Million Club. I could tell you that I don't know anybody that made it that didn't go. So that was just clear to me that this was just a prerequisite almost.
And the thing is it's not, you hear about people that, are generating a significant income, okay? And you hear about them, but unless they're tangible, I'll believe it when I see it. That's 100% of people's view.
That's right.
Okay? In order to believe it, you got to see it. But you got to see how, the people that they're actually making money. And really what they do is they take a look. I think it's the most important thing is they see people realistically that are making significant money. Okay? Right. And the thing that is most important is for that new person or people that, are coming, look, hey, if, they're making it, why not me?
That's right.
Why not me? If they can do it, I can do it. There's no reason I can't do it. And that's really the biggest thing. I want a new person. That's right. Why not you? Why not you?
Yeah,
okay?
I mean, guys, like in addition to things like, it's just also just professional development. If you're going to be good at anything, you have to commit to being a lifelong learner so you can be relevant, first of all. That's an obvious thing. I don't care if you're a doctor, a teacher, a plumber, or this or that. If you want to be relevant in your industry, you are going to learn continuously. You don't just learn and then you're done learning, right? So if you want to be good. So that applies here as well. But Kevin was just hitting on one of my questions, which is a lot of the intangibles, that belief, that stuff that you can't get from a YouTube video, the stuff that you can't get from someone telling you about their time going to the event.
You cannot.
You
can't come back and transfer the excitement, the enthusiasm, the knowledge. It's not possible. It's just impossible. So they have to be there. It's an experience.
It's an experience. It's something you feel. And you can't tell somebody, I can't just give you my feelings. Like, you have to be there to feel it yourself. There's also other intangibles. I mean, the networking that happens, the connections
the stuff
that you make.
You will you're going to learn stuff in the mezzanine. You're going to learn stuff just networking and engaging other unfranchised owners just like you. You're going to find, you can learn stuff all the time.
As you're walking through the concourse, as you're waiting in the bathroom and someone hands you a choice bar that you didn't even know we had.
A conversation in the restroom.
Literally, there's so much.
And here's the other thing too, with respect to earning your way or cost. Get 2 new people, get them to commit to going. Okay, you've got to go to set the example. Let me tell you what, if you've got 2 people that bought, you've sold 2 of your 3 tickets that you bought to international convention. All right, you've got 2 new people going. Trust me. Okay, cost doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It doesn't, because you'll find a way between the 3 of you. What a great way to, and that's what a lot of people do. And I think if a lot of people go back to their very first, when they brought 2 or 3 people, they figured out a way as a team to share the expenses. I mean, 1 divided by 3 is a lot less than 1 divided by 1.
That's true.
And at the same time, the intangible is you have time to build relationships, build rapport, build trust, build that cement, okay? that keeps those bricks in place, you know, because we're in a relationship business, okay? That's really what it's all about.
I mean, people can get through the harder things or try the more difficult things if they know that people care about them and are invested in them, that relationship is there, you know, that support is there.
That's what I remember the first time we went back, we came down the very first event, we drove down from Philadelphia in Dennis's green minivan. And we had all the luggage.
I can picture it being green.
We had 7 guys in this van, and I was the shortest. So
Did you guys take any Polaroids?
I was in the back.
Oh my God!
And I was laying on top of the luggage. Okay, and then that's how we went down. Everybody else was much bigger, so they got the best seat.
And it's all downhill from there. Yeah. It's like all good stuff.
I wanted Dennis to get on top of the luggage and let me drive, but he wouldn't have any.
First of all, I cannot picture Dennis driving a minivan, but I can picture it being green.
Don't ever knock his Dodge minivan. He loved that minivan.
Yeah, I don't know if he'd admit that in public.
Oh, yes, he will.
Oh my goodness.
He loved it that much.
All right, 2 quick questions. If somebody has already gone to convention, do you feel it's important for them to go again?
Do you want to make 21 a week?
Yes.
Well, then yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you got to understand, as a sponsor, as a leader, you must demonstrate the value, the importance of going to every local, every district, every regional.
That's right.
Okay.
You have to show up.
You have to demonstrate the importance of everybody in your organization. So if you're showing up and attending multiple times, they know you've gone to 3, 4, 5,
and they
6,
know when you don't go too.
Well, here's the thing is that what it says to them, okay, is there must be value in this. This must be important because they've been 2, 3, 4 times. Okay. Well, that's what we're really all about, is we're trying to imprint the right behavior with our organization. And that's part of it.
That's a huge point.
We sell product, we sell the business, and we sell education.
That's right.
And part of getting people to attend these events is you have to attend
yourself
and give them something to observe and model.
And they're going to do what you do. So if they observe that you constantly don't show up, they're going to think the same thing that you just mentioned, but in the reverse. They're going to think, I guess this is optional. And it's, success is not convenient. Otherwise, we'd all be successful. So
very inconvenient.
Yeah, I mean, and then the last question is, there's a lot of new unfranchised owners that may look at a major event and think, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. My advice to somebody like thinking that is, this is the quickest way to save a year worth of training and time. I mean, it's like a whole year worth of training compacted into a weekend. So I think it's definitely something a new person should be attending, especially if you're lucky enough to come on and have one available in the next couple of weeks. It's standard operating procedure. You have to go. You just have to go. You have to go. To me, don't do that. It's just what we do.
But the thing is, it's just like, you've got to qualify your center with 200 BV. You've got to be eligible to earn on that BDC. You have to activate it, okay? And you have to teach, manage, and assist others to do the same thing. And part of that is you have to get them trained and educated, okay, so they can become independent franchise owners. And you actually have the leverage that, we so desperately are seeking.
And want,
okay? In the business model.
Awesome. Okay, so guys, the takeaway on that Brainspanking is check out that article. There are also, in that article, there's also links to playlists from previous events, but there's also a link to an article where JR collected hundreds of people's feedback for what they got out of the event. So if people are like unsure, what am I going to get out of this? That's a great article to read, because it's not about facts. It's not about anything, but it's literally just hundreds of people saying what they got out of it, unsolicited. The company did not ask people to send in their thoughts on the event. This was just like, the company got hit with a tsunami of emails and Facebook messages about, oh my gosh, this last World Conference was the best event I've been to that I've ever been to. And they shared what their takeaway was. So if you're wondering if this is something that you should attend, I encourage you to read that, because you know, it is for you. It can be pivotal for your growth. So we're gonna wrap up here. Just to recap, Socially Speaking was all about finding new people on Facebook groups, which, Kevin, I encourage you to try. It's going to be great. And to remind you to do that in a way that is appropriate, like where you're connecting on the common ground first and building relationships. The shopping annuity hack, we talked about all the different ways to generate more BV and generate more IBV toward that